guys, welcome back to All About Arsenal. You can see I got a puffers out today. It is cold in the UK, but let's get into it. So there's news that Arda Guler could be coming to the Emirates. There's been news around an array of sporting news outlets saying that Arsenal are interested in the 19-year-old WizKid. He has been dubbed the Turkish Messi, and you know, when people, yes, Messi's a great player. Great, very, very great player. But you know, sometimes you're like, does this player have to be living in someone else's shadow? Can we just call him Arda Guler, not compare him to Messi, but let this guy make his own legacy? But the Emirates are reportedly interested in Arda Guler. So let's go into the news right now. So it says Arsenal eyeing January move for Real Madrid starter Arda Guler. Now, January transfer, we need it. And I said in my last video, we should go for an attacking midfielder, a playmaker, somebody who can really feed in great balls for our attacking players. We know what happened when Odegaard was out, so that's even more of a reason why I think this would be a perfect player. He plays for Real Madrid. He's 19 years old. We saw him briefly in the Euros and he impressed when he came on. This kid has got something about him, but at this moment in time, he's not getting many minutes of Real Madrid. When you think about it, he's competing for playtime against Jude Bellingham, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr., Mbappe, and let's be honest, he's not really going to get a sniffing against those guys. So it's obvious as to why he's not getting as much game time. So apparently he's only had about 300 minutes game time at this moment in time in this season so far. Apparently towards the end of 2023-2024, he scored 5 goals in Real's final 6 La Liga matches, which is good, helping Carlo Ancelotti's side seal the title. Guler has had a very productive Euro 2024, where he assisted his native Turkey to a surprise quarterfinal against Netherlands, bagging a goal and 2 assists in the tournament and showing the world that he's a rising star in the making. The ex-Fenerbahce sensation signed for about 25 million by the Galacticos president Florentino Perez is a player of serious potential, but the Turkish Messi has been unable to battle his way into Ancelotti's starting 11 on a regular enough basis this season. Like I said, he's up against some giants on the Real Madrid team. Arsenal have made contact with Guler and Real Madrid as they plot a potential January loan deal, with a couple of reports this week suggesting that he's a serious transfer target for Arteta. Now, Arsenal think a suit for Guler could mimic their Martin Odegaard deal, and that's where I'm going to. We know that we got Martin Odegaard. He was at Madrid at that time as well, but same particular thing, he wasn't really getting enough game time, especially when he was competing for places with players such as Modric. So you know he was out of favour. He came to Arsenal and we all know what the story is. But I'm thinking, let me know what you think in the comments. Since Real Madrid let Odegaard go, could they be thinking that was the one that got away? And in doing so, they might be a bit reluctant to let Arda Guler go. This kid is very, very talented. And if they let him go on loan and he kills at Arsenal, which he will, would they be reluctant to actually let him go to Arsenal? But we'll see about that. Do I see a loan happening? Very much so. This kid is not really getting a lot of time. So let's be honest, if he does get an opportunity to go to a big club at Arsenal, he's going to relish it. And he's going to take the opportunity to absolutely smash it as well. So this will be a great move for Arsenal and great move for Guler as well. So let's have a quick check of the heat maps and see where this guy actually plays and where he'll be potentially playing. So if you can check the heat map on my screen, you can see that this guy, he plays on the right hand side. He's a right hand sided player. You can say he can play on the wing where Saka plays, and in that central right midfield area where Odegaard plays. So you can see what Arsenal's thinking is straight away. Can he be a potential backup for Bukayo Saka or even competing for a place? Right now, he wouldn't be competing with Saka, but it will be great. Now, the fact that he can play in that central role in midfield and he's a great playmaker, you can see that he could be a wonderful substitution for Martin Odegaard. Some people will say that why did they let Emile Smith-Rowe go then? Guys, he's gone. He's gone. Let's suck it up. Going into a bit more. Not only would it be a good backup for Saka and Odegaard, but now what happens to Nwaneri? When Odegaard was out, everybody thought Nwaneri would actually take his place. He will start starting these games a bit more, but for some reason he didn't. He had a few cameos here and there, and it was quite disappointing to see him on the bench. Although I know they're phasing him in slowly, but what does this mean for Nwaneri? Because if this guy comes he will be taking more of a starting position over Nwaneri. How would that make Nwaneri feel? Some people will question, does Arteta really know what he's doing? Because would Nwaneri feel that, okay, cool, I'm just a spare tire. I'm not going to be really used. You're just parking me there. I'm just, you know, a good money-making cow because I'm 17, I'm doing well. I don't know what will be going through his head. Of course, anybody will not be happy unless there's conversations that have gone on in the background and he has a firm idea of what his progression and journey is at Arsenal. But let me know what you think in the comments. Would this potentially mean that Nwaneri is going to get even less time? Would that put him off? Would other clubs begin to sniff blood and say, okay, he's not playing as much, should we go in for this kid? We don't want a situation that happened with Chido Obi Martin. We know exactly what happened. He's at Man United now. Would that happen with Nwaneri coming into the season? Especially if Arda Guler comes, kills it, smashes it like I'm sure he would, and there's a permanent offer for Arsenal. What happens with Nwaneri? And that is the question. Because I know this kid is not going to just be satisfied with doing cup matches. He's going to want the real meat off the bones. But let me know what you think in the comments. It's a good move going for him, but we have to think about Nwaneri. Where does he now fit into Arteta's plans? Is this an indication that he's not in Arteta's plan at the moment? Or does Arteta have a B plan? Or is the plan just for Nwaneri to be playing cup matches for now? Playing in the Carabao Cup, playing in the FA Cup and so forth, and then phase him in. Arda Guler does have 2 years upon Nwaneri, so he has a bit more of that experience and he's a bit more exposed. I mean, he played in the World Cup for Turkey, so this kid has got something. Another player that's on the radar is Victor Gyökeres as well. There's a lot of talks that Victor Gyökeres is going to be available in the summer. I know it's not going to be a January transfer. That's not going to happen. They are doing very, very well. Sporting is doing a great job at the moment. I don't see them letting their talisman go, their main goal threat up front. We know what he did to City. He scored a hat-trick, didn't he, against City? And he showed Haaland how it was done. Haaland, stay humble, fella. So there's no way that Sporting will actually let Victor Gyökeres go. Amarin is at Manchester United now. Now, this is my thinking, and I know there's some type of clause that Amarin cannot really go for Victor Gyökeres. There's some type of clause about it. I'm not really sure what it is, but he can't do anything until the summer. What does that mean? I see it like this. If the summer comes, Gyökeres is more likely to go to Manchester United because of the relationship he had with Amarin. However, we don't know how good their relationship was. These guys are professionals. They can come on camera and say, yeah, man, he done a wonderful job. I love the coach. But inside, he didn't really like him. Would Gyökeres actually prefer to go to Arsenal, who are more in a better position to be challenging and winning things, even though it's been 5 years and we haven't? But you know what I'm saying. Man United are struggling, but let's see where they are at the end of the season. I do think we have a very good chance at signing Victor Gyökeres. The president of Sporting Lisbon has made it clear that, well, not made it clear, but they are saying that he's up for sale at the end of the season, and they're probably looking at 65 million or so, and I think that's a great price. I don't know why. Before, in the summer transfer, he was going for like 87, 80 million, 85 million. We don't know what's happened. Perhaps because the price has been so high that the player himself has probably turned around and said, listen, you're hampering my chances for moving on, so stop that. But let me know what you think in the comments. Victor Gyökeres, what happens with Kai Havertz? Does he go down the pecking order? I know he can play in the midfield role, but he's more effective as a false nine. But let me know, do we need Gyökeres? And let me know what you think about Arda Guler and the potential of getting him at the Emirates. What happens to Nwaneri? Is Arteta actually making the right move? So let me know what you think in the comments. Nottingham Forest tomorrow, Saturday. I will be there in a different capacity. But let me know what you think in the comments once again. Like I said, check you guys in the next video. Peace.